Our moderator for the next session is Francis Kilkenny. Francis is a postdoctoral research geneticist with the USDA Forest Service, Pacific Northwest Research Station in Corvallis, Oregon. He studies the adaptation of native grass and tree populations to changing climates. He received his PhD in biology from the University of Virginia in 2011, where he was a presidential fellow. His dissertation focused on the evolution genetics of the invasive vine Japanese honeysuckle in eastern North America. Francis?
Thank you, Tom, for inviting me to this conference. It's a pleasure to give this talk. So my title, I think, is a little more ambitious than the talk will be. I was trying to actually get myself to do some work, and I did get some work done, but we'll sort of see how the implications part of it actually turns out. But hopefully it'll be an interesting talk nevertheless. So first of all, I'd like to start off with my acknowledgments. So these are collaborators. Their work has gone into this talk. I work primarily with Brad Sinclair at the Pacific Northwest Research Station. Notice a few other RCs going to be talking after me. And then thanks to some funding agencies. Well, so primarily we work with seed zones. So seed zones were developed over the last century and primarily in forest species. These are seed zones for Doug fir, western red cedar. And basically the idea of a seed zone is that you try to keep transfer of genetic material within the seed zone. As you can see, Doug fir is much more of a specialist species, whereas western red cedar much more generalist. And also in these cases we do it by elevational band, and the elevational bands are a lot smaller within Doug fir. So that's basically what a seed zone is. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we construct it and then go on from there. So just to give you an idea of kind of where we are in the native plant materials infrastructure, so seed zones essentially help wildland and wildland seed collection. So this is where I sit in the research development part, where we try to develop these seed zones for seed collectors, and then they can bring seed into the rest of the materials infrastructure, go through processing, grow out, installation, etc. And of course this all feeds back into itself. So the primary point and the reason why we have seed zones and why we make sure that material isn't transferred too far is the genetics matter.